Hey, this is Uncle Joe with Uncle Joe Hikes. I'm at Mulky Gap. Unplanned. I drove all the way up to Fish Gap, and there were some folks camping there, and that wouldn't necessarily be a problem. I thought about asking them if they minded I parked there, because I could have parked away from them a little bit. Didn't have a good feeling. It wasn't that I had a bad feeling, it's that I didn't have a good feeling. I'm sure they're probably perfectly nice people, but I didn't have a good feeling. Sometimes you don't get a bad feeling about people, but you don't get a good one, and I didn't want to leave my truck there. Got a lot of stuff in it and on it, and I didn't want to take a chance on it getting plundered. That was going to be Fish Gap all the way to West Wildcat, and that was going to give me a nice 8-mile day, eight and some change, probably 9 miles of steps, because there's 2 climbs in here, but it didn't work out. So came over here. I'm going to run up to Wildcat and back, and then see how I feel if I want to go over to Fish Gap and back. It'd be the same mileage. The difference is, though, is I've killed a lot of time getting over here, and now it's noon, a little afternoon actually, and so I've killed a lot of time doing all that driving. So, and part of it was my own mistake getting in here. Kind of took the long way getting in here too, which don't help. So a little frustrated this morning. So you may not ever see this, but if you do, you'll get to see Uncle Joe frustrated. Probably not the first time, but anyway, we're going to trot up here and kill this little section here. You know what? It's got a nice climb in it, and at the end of the day, I could use that. I could use burning some calories. So yeah, let's see what happens. Well, we made it to the top of this little knob, this first one. You can see there's been some burn in here. I'm a little winded. It was really steep coming up that. You can see there's been some burn here, and consequently some new growth. Got a little sassafras bush coming up there. But yeah, probably part of a controlled burn. There's going to be some more going on over on the Benton Mackay near Brawley, on the south side of Brawley, coming up the next week or so. So that's kind of what they do. We're up at just a skosh under 3,000 feet. 3,000 feet seems to be the D mark this weekend. You can see some budding on the trees. But anything north of this, I imagine Wildcat, when we get there, will have probably very little. We'll see when we get up there. It's at about 35. But coming in, I could see that there are places that in the tops of the mountains that still don't have leaves yet. So they're getting here. It's middle of April, so it's time. Someone's done some trail maintenance here. We could see some back there too. Pulling a little water break there. As we keep climbing, we got a little relief right there in that saddle, but it really isn't a saddle, but a little swag we got. A side slope dip down for us. But most of it's going to be all the way up. All right, we came to apex of a corner of a switchback. Trail work. It's a climb, I'm not gonna lie to you. You can see the buds still coming in here at this height, so we can just look across. Name of that knob escapes me. See that those trees are fairly bare. So anyway, we got to keep going up always. Some recent work here, and where I'm standing here, this is very steep. The camera's not going to show you that, but trust me, you can look at it, the trees, and get an idea. We came actually from down there. So yeah, they had to do something to fortify it a little bit. Well, this is our summit, West Wildcat. Came in from that way last time. Heading back down. I tell you what, that climb kicked my butt. That was a steep, long, wasn't real long, it's just steep. The steeper it is, the shorter it can be and still feel bad, so, you know. Anyway, we're gonna get down off this knob, get back to Gobi and see if we can get out to Fish Gap. We'll see, I don't know. A little mess of May apples growing here, looks like. It's very warm. This is the warmest day I've hiked on in a long time, probably since the fall. It's probably upper 70s. I know down at my house it's probably gonna be around 80, a little over 80 today, so it feels 80 to me now, but that's because I'm all hot and bothered from climbing. You can see up here there's still tiny buds, if that, just coming in. This warm day will probably help bring them out, so, and be covered up before you know it up here. Got a few hemlocks growing here. We getting a little bit of needle duff on the ground, make it for a softer walk, so that's nice. Almost back to Gobi. Gobi. All right, we took a break at old Gobi for a minute. We're gonna swing right on past, head up this hill. Got about a 700-foot climb, pretty much the same climb we just did as far as distance and steepness, probably. Certainly in elevation gains, roughly the same. So yeah, this is gonna suck, but we'll have a nice downhill on the way back. You can see this was burned. See the char? We're in a little patch of sassafras right here. It's kind of nice. Yeah, we had a little bit of a reprieve on the climb, but it's starting to get serious again, I think. Some water coming off the side. You could tell when you're approaching this too, because this is like really green, like all the way up the side of the mountain there. So you knew you were coming to a likelihood of water, or certainly water had been through there, running off. This burn may have been as recent as last year. I say that because I pulled up a little piece of sassafras so I could get the root, and it looked like it had a couple of little burned nubs on it. So, can't be too long ago. Anyway, climb hasn't been too bad because they've got us side sloping, which is nice. But we're going up now. We're probably going to turn, if I read the GPS right. Probably have some steep parts coming, or steep section coming. We got some needles to walk through. You might say, I see the needles and the damage done. Oh, little dove up there, bobbing his head. Thought it was a robin at first. It's got a beige belly, but I think it's a dove. Well, first switch back on this side. Climbing's starting to get real now. Yeah, starting to get real tiring. Getting some views through the trees here. So we make our way up this knob. I think it's Akin's Mountain, Akin's Knob. Looks like we're gonna saddle here for a moment before we climb the knob proper. It's strange that you got less green over here than here, and this is more of a north-northwest slope, I would think. So, but you don't have as much burn. It looks like the burn came up, and you look at the bottoms of some of the trees on that side, they just don't have the char on them. So maybe that gave these guys a head start. They say burn really helps trees to bud out and stuff, but I don't know. Judging by that, I'd say no. You look behind us, all of that is still, some of it's budded, but not nearly like that right there. And you're not talking about a significant difference in elevation, just 20, 30 feet. Anyway, just a note. That's an interesting tidbit. Well, we either have a hiker coming with a dog, or a dog coming without a hiker, or a coyote. Because something is yapping down there. Well, we're on a side cut here because we don't actually summit the very top of Akin. It's a little breezy, so apologize for that, but what a view here. This is just amazing. We were on Wildcat earlier, right over there, and didn't know there was like a food plot cut out down there either. Couldn't see that from where we were hiking. We could see across here and see something, so I thought it was just going to be a boulder or something, but this is really nice. You can see where spring is creeping up the hillside. It's up there on some trees. It just depends on the tree. It won't be long until this is all green. All green like wild greens. Yeah, this is really nice. Really nice. Still sitting here on this little spot. I got a confession to make, folks. This is going to be it for me. I'm going back to the truck. I just don't have the leg. These two climbs were steep and took a lot out of me. I don't really have my distance back yet. I don't know why. I don't know. Hoping to get that back, get out more frequently. 8-9 miles has been about it. Today's only going to be about 5, but these two climbs here are bigger than anything we had on the previous sections that we were doing, really. Climbing 700, 600 to 800 feet. You know, going up Wildcat and here, so. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I want to get back. I got to get back to my 10s and 12s. And terrain has a lot to do with that, you know. And of course it's spring now. I should be getting out more, but I don't know. Today it's just not there. And I took these big climbs which just zapped my legs, but that's good because I need them zapped. You know, you need to tear them down to build them up. So, but it was a nice payoff. We got this great view. I mean, can't complain, really. Well, we came off the knob proper, and I haven't seen any hikers. That yelping was right down, I want to say down in this saddle, or maybe just around, because I was up there at a vantage point looking down, and I haven't seen hiding her hair of a dog, a hiker, or a coyote. Could have been a coyote. It was kind of a yappy kind of a bark. Which is why I thought a hiker would like a small dog, maybe a smallish kind of dog, but that does not appear to be the case. We know the trail's going to hook around that way, so I thought, well, maybe that's what it is. Not so far. Now we're traversing this side slope. Final descent down to Gobi. Not really the final descent, because we're going to go down and go over a little tongue, then make our final descent, but close enough for government work. I had more leg in me for hiking, but I didn't have more leg in me for climbing, and that's why I turned back. And that was a good place to do it. Nice little view. Short hike, but lots of effort in that short hike, so can't be too disappointed. If you're disappointed in me, I'm very sorry. but kind of is what it is. But finished the day with a little over 5 miles in steps probably. Well, there's old Gobi. Hopefully nobody broke in. I got my portable cassette player recorder. Might want to listen to some hair metal later. Got a little company too, so Gobi didn't get too lonely. Well, we summited West Wildcat from this side, from Mulky Gap, and Akin Mountain, which is good. Kind of a tale of two climbs, because coming up Wildcat from this side, you have a steep approach, and then it planes out a little bit less steep toward the top. Whereas this, it's a long, gradual ascent that's not horribly steep. But then right as you get to the ridge, it just pitches up to the summit really steep. So it just took too much out of me today. I got to get my mileage up, got to get my legs up. We didn't have anything. I mean, we had a lot of climbs on our last hike on the Duncan Ridge, but nothing like this. You know, they didn't last for very long if they were steep, but these were a little bit bigger, so it's what it is. I don't feel too bad. I got a nice workout, which is what I needed. Turn my legs down. Even though I didn't have as much energy in me, at least maybe my body's got something it can build on. So anyway, finished a little early, so gonna cruise, probably take our time getting home, and see what we can find to eat. All right.